What's up, guys? I wanted to make a short video about something that came up in this book, Take Back Your Marriage. It's called Making Connection Rituals in Your Marriage. And there's several of these rituals that the author talks about, and in the next couple chapters he's going to talk about love rituals and special occasion rituals. But in this chapter, he talks about connection rituals, which is kind of what he says are the bread and butter of marriage rituals. These are the everyday rituals that maybe you take for granted, and I do. I know I do. So I'm going to be thinking about this and talking about it with my wife. And I thought it was something that might help you guys if you've never thought about this. I know I've heard the term and I know I've kind of reflected on it, but nothing really, intensely. I didn't give a lot of time and attention or thought to it. And now I'm going to really think about this. But the idea is that there are rituals that happen in marriage or happen in families that are like routines. I guess that's kind of another word for it, routines. But the difference is routines don't really have any emotional significance. They don't have really much emotional attachment associated with them. That's where the ritual is different. You have like maybe a routine of going to work or dropping the kids off at school, or when you come in from wherever, from school or work, and you come home. You have a certain routine. In the morning, you have a routine. You brush your teeth. You take a shower, comb your hair. Some of you comb your hair or whatever. You have this routine, but there's no real emotional attachment to that routine because you're not really doing it in such a way as to create any emotional attachments. And really, I guess when you think about it, is any routine could become a marriage or family ritual if you put a little bit of thought into it. For example, let's just start with the simple one, coming home at the end of the day. Rather than it just being a routine, you come home, you throw your keys in your wallet and your phone down, on the counter, and maybe go to the restroom, wash your hands, and then come out and greet everybody. You could start a marriage ritual there where you follow the same course of action every time. But you got to be intentional about it. You got to think about it. You got to make some decisions. So like, for example, who's responsible to greet who first? Okay, so if I take that responsibility, then when I walk in the door, I would then go find my wife wherever she is. Whatever part of the house she's in, whatever she's doing, then a ritual would be, we both understand that I'll go make the effort to find her wherever she is. And see, what happens is over time, maybe you had some normal way of greeting each other. Come home, give each other a hug and a kiss, ask how your day is, that kind of thing. But then maybe a couple times go by that you don't do that you just sort of come in and throw your papers down and get preoccupied, So the spouse might start to wonder, well, I wonder what's wrong. They didn't greet me this time. Nobody came running to the door, or nobody came and found me. And so there's this doubt and suspicion that might start to happen, like, is there something wrong? Are they upset with me? But see, if you enact this ritual and you just follow this ritual, then nobody has to wonder, are they having a bad day? Are they having a good day? Are they upset with me? Or, because you just follow the ritual. Everybody knows what the expectation is. And so it becomes something that sort of solidifies, and glues glues that marriage together, these common rituals. So you'd come in and you'd follow the ritual. There's certain expectation. I'll go find my wife. I'll hug her, give her a kiss on the cheek, and just say, I love you, or how's your day been, or whatever. And then she can respond. And then I can then go sort of and relax for a minute. But it's just these little ways that you turn routines into reminders that we have a close connection. And it provides safety and security in the marriage. So another example that was given was maybe after dinner. Okay, after dinner, what happens after dinner? Well, maybe you could do the dishes together. You could clean up together. The kids could go back to their rooms or back to the living room, and you could sit down and talk for just 10 minutes. You could talk for 15 minutes. That's another example of how you could turn a routine into a daily occurrence with expectations that are designed for you to build the intimacy and connection in the marriage. Now, rituals aren't good times for you to do your complaining. They're not good times for you to just talk about logistics. Just to say, well, who's got to go to what appointments, and it's not that isn't the point of the ritual. And the ritual isn't a good time for you to air your grievances either. Rituals are a good time for you to just reconnect, and it doesn't have to be long. It could be 10, 15 minutes, after dinner, where you could just reconnect with one another and just talk about the day and talk about plans for tomorrow, and just share, a positive, enjoyable experience. But you're going to have to we'd have to tell our kids, that this is time for mom and dad to talk, and we'll get with you later. Another opportunity for, a connection ritual would be, after the kids go to bed and you give them their bedtime, and hug them and all that. Then what happens between, this is like 10, 11 o'clock in our house to midnight. What happens in those 2 hours there? Are you just watching TV? Because that's a good way to relax, and laugh together. But, maybe there could be something more. Maybe we could watch a couple of shows and then we could talk for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Maybe we could establish some kind of connection ritual so that, we go to bed every night the same way. I love you, pray together, that kind of thing. Something like that, so that, again, we both go to bed at night thinking the ritual was completed, everybody's okay, nobody's upset. Because when you're upset and when somebody's frustrated, then there's probably going to be a break in that ritual, and then you'll know, there was a cold shoulder, or there was a sideways remark or something. The ritual didn't come off like it's supposed to. So now maybe we have opportunity to acknowledge that there's a problem, and we can talk about it. So I think this is a healthy concept. It's something that, after 30 years, my wife and I have been married almost 30 years, 28 years, and we dated for 4 years before we got married. So we've been together a long time at the making of this video. So after, 28, 30 years together, sometimes you need to kind of like come back and rethink about the simple things, like how we greet one another, how we say goodbye when we depart for the day. When I go to work and she goes to work, that we don't leave that in a rush, or leave that in some kind of disconnected way. That we establish some good rituals. It's something I'm going to be thinking about, something that I know my wife and I will talk about. We're going to be having a class at our church going through this information. It'll be interesting to hear what other people have as rituals in their marriages and their families. It'll be interesting to develop and think about, and really kind of firm up some of these routines into more rituals. So I hope that's helpful for you. If you've never thought about it, give it some thought. It's something that I think could take away some of the indecisiveness, or I don't know what the word is I'm thinking of there. Sort of that insecurity. It could take away maybe some of the insecurity of the relationship. Because when you walk in, you have an established way of greeting each other, established way of saying goodbye, an established way of going to bed, an established way of having moments for conversation. I think it's helpful. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing some thinking about this. You do as well, and I'm with you guys. And always be present to life. Don't miss what's right in front of you because you're looking for something else, looking for something different, or because it doesn't meet up to your expectations, or because just because you're frustrated in life. Be fully there. Be fully engaged. Always like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to continue to work to bring you the best information I can to help you and to help your family. All right, take care, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.